This is the second in a series on the basic message of the Bible. Last week, Duncan helped us think about God and the world, and this week we're going to think about Jesus. The Bible opens with the following words: "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." So the Bible tells us that God is our creator, and as such, our knowledge of God will always be limited, as by definition, a creator is above and beyond whatever they create. However, the Bible also tells us that God loves and wants to join with his creation to fulfill his divine purposes and plan. So how can we know and relate to our creator God, who is so much greater than us and who created the whole of the universe? Well, in John 1 verse 1 we read, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." And in John 1 verse 14 we read, "The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. We have seen his glory, the glory of the one and only Son, who came from the Father, full of grace and truth." And when John talks about the Word, he's talking about Jesus. So John is telling us that Jesus is God. He was there at the beginning of creation. But John is also telling us that Jesus was made flesh and came to earth to live among us. Our creator God stepped into his creation, our world, and was born a baby. John 1 verse 18 goes on to say, "No one has ever seen God, but the one and only Son, who is himself God and is in closest relationship with the Father, has made him known." Jesus is God's Son. Jesus didn't just know God in a special way. He didn't just have a special closeness to God. He didn't just represent God or teach a message of God. He was and is God. So our all-powerful creator God is personally present in the human Jesus. In Hebrews 1 verses 1 and 2 we read, "In the past, God spoke to our ancestors through the prophets at many times and in various ways. But in these last days, he has spoken to us by his Son, whom he appointed heir of all things, and through whom he also made the universe." In the Old Testament, we see God outside of his creation, speaking to his creation. But when Jesus enters our world, God speaks through his creation. He speaks as an insider. In Jesus, God has come to us, but he doesn't leave us where we are. He didn't come to earth to enter our utter weakness, the depths of our darkness and frailty and limitations, just to sit alongside us within it. Jesus coming to earth was God coming to rescue us. And next week, we'll be looking at why we need rescuing.